Hello and welcome to Nono's Printables. Go ahead and get comfortable, grab a warm drink, maybe check that your cat hasn't stolen your favorite chair, which, actually, is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. I had a moment yesterday. Tech was asleep on the exact center of the rug in the living room. Not to the side, not in her bed that cost more than my last 2 pairs of shoes, but right in the middle, like a furry, snoring centerpiece. And when I tried to, walk past her, she opened one eye, let out this deep, world-weary sigh, and shuffled just enough that I had to do a weird little hop to get over her. And I just stood there for a second and thought, she truly believes I am the one inconveniencing her. It's a universal thing, isn't it? This quiet, unspoken agreement that we live in their house, not the other way around. Our pets, our sweet, cuddly, freeloading pets, all act like they not only pay rent, but like they own the entire building and are just graciously letting us stay. So today, let's get into it. Let's talk about why our pets have the audacity of a landlord checking on a late payment and what's actually going on in those fluffy little heads. So let's paint the picture. Does any of this sound familiar? There's the supervisor. This is the pet that follows you from room to room just to watch, not to play, not to cuddle, just to observe. Judging your cleaning technique, making sure you're filling their water bowl to the appropriate level. It's a level of micromanagement I don't even get at my actual job. Tech will sit on the bath mat and stare at me while I brush my teeth. The look on her face is just pure, unadulterated evaluation. It's unsettling. Then there's the food critic. You buy them the expensive, grain-free, ethically sourced food with salmon and sweet potato. You present it to them like a proud chef. They sniff it once, look at you, look back at the bowl, and then walk away with an air of profound disappointment, as if you just served them a burnt piece of toast. The nerve. And my personal favorite, the schedule keeper. The internal clock on these animals is more accurate than a Swiss watch. If breakfast is at 7 o'clock a.m., they are standing on your chest at 6:58 a.m., using their paws to gently inform you that you are failing in your duties. There are no weekends, no holidays. The boss is here and the boss is hungry. We joke about it, but it's so funny because it's so true. They have these little routines, these non-negotiable demands, and a sense of entitlement that is honestly kind of impressive. They really do act like they own the place. And the hilarious, wonderful thing is they're not entirely wrong. Okay, so let's put on our little animal behaviorist hats for a second. Why do they do this? It's not because they're secretly plotting to take over the world. Well, probably not. A huge part of it comes down to 2 things: territory and communication. For them, our home is their entire world. It's their territory. So when your cat rubs its face on the corner of the sofa or your dog sleeps in the middle of the hallway, they're not just being cute or inconvenient. They're scent marking. They're leaving their smell everywhere to say, "This is mine, this is safe, I belong here." It's like they're putting up tiny invisible signs that say Tech's rug or Oliver's chair. So when they act like they own the place, it's because, in their minds, they do. They're not tenants, they're homesteaders. We're just the tall can-opening staff they've hired. And the second part is communication, that stare your cat gives you. It's not judgment. Okay, maybe it's a little bit of judgment, but it's mostly just their way of talking. A slow blink from a cat is a sign of trust and affection. A dog sighing isn't sass. It's often a sign of contentment and relaxation. But they also learn what works. If your dog learns that barking at you at precisely 3 p.m. gets them a walk, then you can bet that 3 p.m. bark is going on the daily schedule. They've trained us as much as we've trained them. They're not being demanding for the sake of it. They're just using the tools they have to tell us what they need. And we, being the loving owners we are, almost always respond. So really, their entitlement is just a mix of instinct and a very successful training program they've put us through. And when you think about it like that, it's actually pretty brilliant. But let's be honest, we can joke all day about our pets being furry little landlords. We can laugh about their demands and their size and their particular spots on the couch. But the truth is they do pay rent. It's just not with money. They pay it in the frantic, happy tail wags when you come home after a long day. They pay it with the quiet, rumbling purr on your chest that makes everything feel okay. They pay it by forcing you to get up and go for a walk on a day you just wanted to stay inside, and you end up seeing a beautiful sunset you would have missed. They pay it by doing something so goofy and ridiculous that you can't help but laugh out loud. They pay their rent in comfort, in unconditional love, and in silent companionship. They are the keepers of our routines and the guardians of our homes. And for that kind of rent, I'd say we're getting a pretty amazing deal, even if it means having to occasionally hop over a sleeping cat in the middle of the floor. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing this little moment. Go give your pet a little scratch behind the ears for me, and maybe thank them for letting you live in their house. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you next week.